All right, welcome everybody to Totally Experts. He's T-Sap. I'm Shane. Sap, we kind of took the summer off a little bit. I guess you would say there was, you went to the beach, I went to the beach. But as far as like coaching, teaching stuff, wasn't really a lot to talk about. So we kind of took a little bit of a break. But school's getting ready to get started.
Yep.
Um, first question I got for you: Are you ready to go back?
Yeah, I'm always ready.
Yeah, I am. I'm a routine guy. You know what I mean? Whether it's this job, any job,
Yeah.
I like to get back. It's nice to get away for a little bit, but I'm ready to go back. Um,
Yeah, I would yeah, usually when July hits. I mean, June is so crazy with basketball and stuff that you don't really have time to think about it, but then, you go to your little week vacation and I've been running around doing all kinds of crazy stuff around the house, so
yeah.
cleaning and rearranging furniture and all that kind of stuff. Been selling stuff on Poshmark. I'm reselling all kinds of stuff out here. Got me a little side gig
Oh,
going on. Don't you be laughing about Poshmark, son.
oh,
I've been selling my clothes, son, and my wife's clothes.
oh,
Been racking up. So
I
if you want
believe
any
you're selling your
clothes,
wife.
I've been
I
selling my
believe
clothes.
your wife's clothes. I mean, how many Carhartts? Oh, I see you got some Columbia there and Nike hoodies. I mean, they can't.
Carl. So I've not
We,
sold a single thing on my wife's clothes yet. It's all been my clothes. There's a bunch of stuff on my wife's
yeah,
clothes listed, but it's been all my stuff. Like I sold
yeah.
some jeans that I couldn't wear anymore. Them 32 34s, they too small now.
Oh yeah.
I gotta have them 34 34s now. So and them 34 34s ain't too comfy, to be honest with you, but I refuse to go up. Um,
Oh,
and a
that's
lot of my
funny.
like Tommy Hilfiger pants that were like 33 34s and the my
Yeah,
slim fitter ones that ain't fitting no more because I ain't too slim anymore. So
yeah.
I've been doing that. Been listening to some audiobooks and swimming and all that kind of stuff. Rollerblading.
Yeah.
Been doing some of that.
Rollerblade.
Yeah.
You did some rollerblade?
And I can roller skate, son. I'm athletic, you know what I'm saying? So um it ain't nothing but a thing.
Yeah.
Speaking
I
of
have never
Poshmark,
attempted a
baby, I just
rollerblade.
I just sold something else. Heck to the yeah. It's gonna mess up my ships in one day thing though, because tomorrow's Sunday. I can't ship it out.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. That reminds me of 44 Kara. She was going to like uh the not the Goodwill that Bethel Thrift and stuff like that, and buying all these clothes and then turning around and selling them on like eBay and stuff like that. But then she just got tired of having to deal with it, so she just started putting on there like super cheap and just bulk. And then eventually her mom just started selling them on Facebook to get rid of them. So um,
We're going thrifting this week, baby. I'm going to get me some stuff to sell.
well, well, I told you this beginning of the summer. I had intentions to read, dive into some books. Ended up taking two trips, but then as we were talking about offline, um, some things happened with my current state of employment. So that's been I'm still employed
He
there,
didn't
but
get fired like I
yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah. I'm not going to put it on Facebook that I got fired. Uh, but I'm transitioning to a different hallway, and so that has taken the bulk of my time the last few weeks. But it's all good. Hey, I want to start with something we didn't talk about this offline. Just real quick, something I want to get off my chest. Probably not a popular opinion, but I'm going to say it anyway. I am so glad the World Cup is over because I do not, as Mike Tomlin said, I do not care. What I cared more about during the World Cup was all these Europeans and people from other nations coming to the U.S. and seeing how awesome it is here and posting their experiences. That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
But as far as the matches, do not care. Not going to watch. You know, I would
I
be
watched a
listening.
bunch actually when we were at the beach because that was about the only thing there was to do at night. We'd turn it on and play cards. And then once we got home, I don't have cable TV here, satellite. So once we got home, I had to watch it all on Telemundo, and I mean, tell you what, I might be giving that Spanish teacher a new run for her money after watching all that on Telemundo.
I bet it sounds more exciting on there. I bet too.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Um, no, and I would be listening to the radio in the morning or whatever, and they'd be talking about off season Titan stuff, off season fall stuff, um, and then they'd be like, "Coming up next, we're going to look at the upcoming World Cup schedule," and I was like, "Oh, man, wait, no, I don't care. I do not care." So I'm glad that's over.
Well, 40 million people watched the World Cup final, which is more than
Yeah,
every NBA game in the history of mankind and every baseball game. The only thing that beat it in sports rating is the NFL games. Period.
yeah.
So it's
Well, let me
getting
tell you
it's getting
something,
pretty
buddy.
big.
It is getting big, and look, it's worldwide. Yes, I get that because it is outside of the U.S. It's like the number one sport.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're the greatest country in the world, and our number one sport is football. So therefore, football, like NFL, college football. We go in the U.S. It's NFL, college football, and then I don't know, maybe baseball because it ain't the NBA these days.
No.
Um, so, and there's a whole lot of reasons for that. I'm not going to get into that. One of the reasons, though, is the next thing I want to talk to you about. And again, I don't want to spend too much time on this because it's a waste of my breath to even talk about this guy. But I think yesterday we got the news LeBron James going to sign a 2-year deal with the Philadelphia 76ers. And LeBron James lovers are all like, "Oh, this is great. This is a great line." And look, he took a pay cut because he just wants to win. He just wants to win. That's all he's ever tried to do is win by going to these super teams or whatever. LA didn't want him no more. Him and Rich Paul, his agent, they tried to paint this picture to all of us that he chose to leave it. No, LA didn't want him anymore.
How
They
dare you
realized he
speak
was
about
ahead of.
Adele's boyfriend like that?
You know what? Adele could do better. Adele could do better. Um,
Uh,
they didn't want him no more, and they were like, "Okay, fine, leave. We'd rather play 5 white dudes than have you here." So, I'm so tired of this guy. And then he's like, "This is my last decision. I'm done with him."
so I'm gonna give two takes. One
Okay.
that is anti LeBron, and one that I just heard that I thought sounded pretty cool. The first one is if the dude wanted to take a pay cut, he could have took a pay cut 5 years ago, and then he might have won
Hmm.
another championship with the Lakers.
Yeah, that's true.
The Lakers had nobody to play because they were paying him $49 million a year for no reason.
Yeah.
Okay, if you wanted to win championships, you should have took a pay cut 5 years ago. See, right after the
Yep.
bubble, took a pay cut.
Hmm.
You make more money in endorsements, and I know California taxes take half of it right off the rip. I know that 49 and a half is really about 20. Okay, but you've still got other income streams and that kind of stuff. So take a pay cut 8 years ago, or not 8 years ago, 5 years ago,
Yeah.
and you're competitive. Anthony Davis wanted out of LA because, well, I don't know if he necessarily wanted out, but he wanted a center because he wants to play the four. Well, they couldn't go
Yeah.
get a center because he's paying LeBron $49.5 million.
Yeah.
Like he could have taken a pay cut for sure 2 years ago when he signed the new deal.
Yeah.
So don't be acting like now you're all high and mighty of, oh, I want to be Tom Brady. I'm going to take a pay cut now. And that segues
Yeah.
into my next thing was I think it was Colin Cowherd said this is not him ring chasing. This is Tom Brady to Tampa Bay. And I was like, okay, I can kind of see that. But at the same time, Tom Brady took a pay cut his entire career for the most
Yeah.
part, where
And was with one team.
and was with one team the whole time. But
Yeah.
he didn't have to go anywhere else because they was winning championships.
Well, exactly. And that's why you'll never hear me say, as a Peyton Manning fan, that Tom Brady isn't the GOAT. Tom Brady is the GOAT. I love Peyton Manning, but Tom Brady's the GOAT. LeBron James is not the GOAT. Not it. You know what? I've been real nice, I think, personally, by saying that I would, I don't like him, but I have to admit he's number two. But I've heard a lot of compelling arguments here lately that he's not even number two. And I might start thinking that way too.
I don't know. I
I don't
can't
know.
I
I don't
can't put
know
him
either.
I can't put him at one, but he's definitely number two.
Yeah, that's the way I've always, well, not always, but as he's went on, viewed it was him at two. Now, Again, the thing with NBA that's a little bit different is NBA. I get like there's no loyalty necessarily with us fans. Like unless you're in a big market team like a Knicks fan, you're a Knicks fan. You're always gonna be a Knicks fan.
Yeah.
You're a Lakers fan. But generally you follow a player.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and so I get that. But like with the NBA, I think you can have a list of who's the greatest, and then who's your favorites. Like for me, MJ's the greatest, but Kobe's my favorite.
Yeah.
If
Same.
that makes sense.
Well, it's just, and
So
I think that's just because, like, well, you're several years older than me, so like, I never
I
really
don't know.
got
That's several.
several is 3 or 4,
Okay.
and you're what, 7 years older than me?
Uh, am I?
You just turned 41, right? Or
No,
about
I
to
just
turn
turned 40.
41?
Well, I will in February. Yeah, next year.
Okay, yeah. So I'm about to be 35. So
So I'm 5 years older than you.
yeah. So several. There you go.
So,
I mean, so like, I really didn't get to see. I remember Michael Jordan playing on the Wizards more than I do the Bulls,
yeah,
just because that's about the age I was. But I watched Kobe play a lot more. So
yeah. And
Kobe
so,
for sure the
real quick,
favorite, my
a
favorite.
lot of people don't know this, but like MJ gets a lot of crap for the Wizard stuff, even though in a more physical NBA over 40, he was playing all 82 and was averaging 20 plus. But anyway, um, the reason he did that was because he wanted to be in ownership, and the Wizards were like, "We'll give you partial ownership. The only thing you got to do is you got to play a couple seasons."
Yeah.
And so that was the deal. So a lot of people don't. They think he was just couldn't let go. No, I mean he was good after '98. That was just the deal.
Yep.
So anyway, enough about LeBron James. I'll be so glad when I put it on there yet. I posted yesterday. It's just going to be another year of excuses, load management, and flopping. That's all it's going to be, you know. But I'll be glad that in a year or two, because I've seen it's a player option for 2. So in a year or 2, he'll be done, and we can get past all this. Um, so on a more local level, we both coach at the high school level. We were talking a little bit beforehand about some changes the TSSAA has continued to make. I don't know if you'd say the off season, but like in the spring and then now into the summer. We've talked about the transfer rule, the one-time automatic transfer. No reason, no change of address, stuff like that. But you were talking to me about some of the changes that they've put forth as it pertains to violations and recruiting, I guess you would say.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they say. That's what they call them, recruiting
Yeah,
violations. There's 4
yeah,
tiers to it or whatever.
yeah. Dive into that a little bit for us.
So level 1 is just what was the word? What was the verbiage they used? Liking. It's indirect solicitation is a level 1, which sounds really bad off the rip if you're just thinking about it from what solicitation usually means.
Yeah, yeah,
But indirect communication before enrollment. So that's liking, commenting on, or sharing a prospective student's social media post before enrollment. Now, I just don't think that the TSSAA needs to be trying to govern. I use the word govern intentionally.
yeah,
People's social media accounts.
yeah.
Now, the level 2, 3, and 4, by all means, that's probably. I mean, that's probably fine. But I mean, because like, there's no coach penalty for that in level 1 or level 2. No coach penalty. But the school for level 1 gets fined $750, and for level 2 is $1,500. But the kid who has no control over who likes their posts, comments, shares, anything,
Yeah,
can be ineligible. Like
right.
we're supposed to be here for the kids, and
Hmm.
there's no coach penalty for that, which I don't think it should be a penalty at all.
Yeah.
I mean, you should
Well,
not be out here trying to. I mean, here's the thing
yeah,
though: is all these people on Facebook and stuff that give the TWS a hard time all the time is
yeah,
like they don't have an investigative body, so they require other schools to snitch on other schools and for schools
Yeah.
to self-report
Yeah.
this kind of stuff. Now, it's yet to be seen if they're going to get an investigative body. Probably something they should do if they're going to have, a level 4 violation is a $4,000 fine, 2 years restricted probation into a 1 year probation, suspension of the coach, blah 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 blah, minimum 1 year. But that's saying, hey, come up here and I got you some money for an NIL
Yeah.
deal. That's a level 4.
That's legit.
That's
Yeah,
too
that's
far.
legit.
That's
Yeah,
too
yeah.
much. And then
Well,
a
I
level
think if someone goes on their social media, someone goes on a kid's social media, and again, these are kids. Personally, my opinion, if they're a kid, you don't even go on their social media anyway. But if you go on their social media and say, "Oh man, that's awesome," sure could use something like that up here, blah blah. Yeah, that's probably too far.
See, I don't even think that's indirect. I think that is direct.
Yeah, that's pretty direct. Yeah, you said it. But like, for instance, I have a nephew who plays ball up at Monterey. Okay.
Yeah.
Baseball. Now, even though I have nothing to do with baseball, what if he posts something on his Facebook or whatever? He hits a home run. I like it. Even if I comment and say, way to swing it, bud, something like that.
Yeah.
And then something happens up there to where my brother's like, you know what? Let's transfer you up there to your uncle's school.
Yeah.
I got nothing to do with baseball, but I'm a coach. Fall under the TSSAA.
See, I don't know because even in this level 2, advertising athletic opportunities instead of the entire school. Well, if it's my Eaglettes basketball page, obviously I'm sharing the things we do in athletics. I'm not sharing the school's stuff.
Right.
Because that's what that page is for. So it's just a lot of social media nonsense that I don't think.
Is that number 2?
That's a number 2.
So what? Devil's advocate here. What if there's a girl who plays basketball in a surrounding county, and you're like, man, she'd be really good up here, and you comment on her page, but you don't comment anything about basketball. You're like, man, up at our school, we do this and this and this for academics. We got help to get you scholarships and stuff like that to get you any school. That's not athletics.
Yeah, I still think that's recruiting, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, but you're promoting the school and not the athletic thing.
Exactly,
so I just think they're going to have a lot of problems with this, and I think as soon as somebody challenges any of this in court, it's an issue. That's just my thought process. Now, obviously, TSSA's got gobs of lawyers. So, but I just don't. I just feel like we're hurting the kid more than because there's no coach penalty for level 1 or level 2. And if that's the person that's doing the reaching out, then that's the person that needs to be penalized, not the kid.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess you could say that the 1 year probation and the 2 year probation is a coach penalty because you can't go to the postseason if you're on probation. So I guess that you could consider that. But once again, though, you're still hurting the 15 kids
that had nothing to do with it.
That had nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to get into the TSSAA here in a minute, but it's kind of, let me ask you your opinion on this. Kind of the same thing. TSSAA, governing body, NCAA, governing body. And the further we go into this world with, I know college, NIL transfer portal, high school now you can transfer once, stuff like that. And then we're seeing a lot of kids that are just more willing to go to the homeschool route or go to private schools now that there's vouchers and stuff. And the way that people get brave on social media these days, do you see a route where just like the NCAA is starting to get challenged for their authority, that something like a TSSAA or another state athletic governing body could be challenged on their authority as well?
Yeah, I mean, we've already had the TSSAA has already been challenged on their authority a few times with James Wiseman at Memphis East.
Oh, okay.
And in a court granted said he was eligible to play regardless of what they said. Mm-hmm. So I mean, yeah, I think any governing body can, because I mean, if you're not going by the supreme law of the land,
Yeah.
then I think you're in trouble for being challenged. Now, whether or not
Right.
people, win the challenge or not, but people don't want to
Yeah.
be. But the thing is that people don't want to be challenged in court. They don't want to even have to fool with it.
Yeah.
You know, um, that's just
Well,
like, yeah. I mean,
it's a catch-22, I think, because like the NCAA has had a lot of problems in past 20 years, right? And now we're having to get Congress involved and all this, and it's like Congress is probably the one that can get it done. I know that's crazy to say, but you know what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
But we shouldn't have to have Congress because we as a country have even bigger issues than worrying about if we've got a 26-year-old playing college football or something like that.
yeah.
Um,
Well, you see, like,
so I know. Oh, go ahead.
the NCAA doesn't have antitrust exemptions either. So,
Right.
there's a lot of things because that's one of the things that I saw somebody talking about the other day of what's SEC's guy's name?
Um, um, Greg Sankey. Greg Sankey.
Greg Sankey, like him talking about, hey, like we could potentially split off and just play each other and be done, but I, that could be some kind of antitrust thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't necessarily think so because there's 16 of you. Like,
Yeah.
antitrust is Google buying up all the text. Antitrust is supposed to be
Right.
anti-monopoly.
Right.
There's 16 of you. That's the reason the NFL and the NBA and Major League Baseball has an antitrust exemption because, there's 30 of them. Now, it's one thing, but and do they have a monopoly over the professional basketball, football, baseball thing? Yes, but like it's a bunch of people in ownership. It's not just, my God, what's his name? It escapes me now. NFL commissioner, Roger Goodell. It's not like he's just
Goodell.
like, he owns all 32 teams and he's out
Right.
here making all the money. There's 32, 32
There's
people.
the owners. He actually works
Works for the
for the
owners.
owners. Yeah.
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 That's the whole school
Um,
board thing. We only have one employee.
yeah.
NFL owners, we only have one employee, and that's Roger Goodell.
Yeah. 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 Um,
uh,
man, well, first of all, if the SEC, I personally don't like that because, um, seeing I don't know, Tennessee play Penn State is an awesome matchup. Um, but also at the other side of that is you don't think for a second if say like an Auburn won, like say the SEC does that and the Auburn won the whole thing, they would tout a national championship. Of course they would.
of course they would.
Tennessee
Everybody
did.
would.
We would
Yeah.
too.
Everybody would.
So and I don't know. It's just crazy. I know you've been doing this longer than I have, and I remember a conversation we had one time. I was like, "This NFHS is so stupid," and you were like, "Well, that might be, but you got to do what they say." Um, and it is like, for instance, we make rules for flag football in Tennessee. It's new. We make rules, and we adopt some of the ones that the NFHS governing body comes up with, and we don't adopt some, right? But we send one representative from the state of Tennessee to go to this governing body and help vote on stuff. And it's like, well, that's what they're doing in Nevada. Well, who cares what they're doing in Nevada? What if they also play in the wintertime in Nevada and we don't? So, like,
Yeah.
just because it works for one state doesn't mean, but, whatever. Um, all right, so we talked about TSSAA. Anything else you want to mention on that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So NCAA, and this is something we've kind of teased a few times on here. We've talked about NIL and transfer portal a little bit, but we've always held off on doing a deep dive onto it. I'm not necessarily saying that's what we're going to do, but let me just say NIL, for those who don't know, name, image, likeness. Tyler Sapp is a basketball player at University of Tennessee, and he can make money off his name. Okay, because it's his name, and the university's profiting off of his performance, so he should be able to profit off his name. No problem with that on my front. Okay,
Me either.
a lot, yeah, a lot of people you'll see on social media and so NIL is ruining college football. NIL is not ruining college sports. There is no issue whatsoever. Let's go back to mid '90s when Peyton Manning's at Tennessee. If Peyton Manning wanted to go to the local dealership and do a spot ad for them, and they throw him $500, God bless him, let him do it. If he's when Shadur Sanders was at Colorado, say it wasn't a thing, and Nike wants to do a commercial with him and pay him, good for him. Let him. It's his name. Let him make all the money he can on that. That's name, image, likeness. The video game, EA Sports, NCAA, you're putting you on there, you get a cut of the pie.
Signing
No
your,
problem.
lots of people got in trouble back in the day for signing autographs and selling them. Like that's your
Yes.
personal property, and you're getting in trouble
Yeah.
for it.
You could not do certain things like you. There was a whole thing with Ohio State where they were exchanging jerseys, signed autographed jerseys for tattoos, and they got busted for that. So there was a lot of stupid stuff going on back in the day that now they can do because of NIL. That is not the problem. In my opinion, when it comes to money, the problem is the collectives and the pay for play. So this is where schools and their Texas Tech, for instance, Texas Tech has a lot of boosters in the oil business, billions of dollars, and they are just throwing money at these kids to get them to come. That's why Texas Tech went from nothing to being in the college football playoff last year. Okay, um, that's why Nick Saban got out, and that's a whole other story. But there's no loyalty anymore. Like you, not only at the end of every year do you have to go out and recruit high school kids, you got to recruit your own existing players too. Because if they're not happy with the deal they got, they're going to go look and see if someone else will give them more. Look at Nico. That's basically what Nico did.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I don't like the way you phrase that of there's no loyalty anymore because there's never been any loyalty on the part of the university to begin
Coaches.
with. The coaches, the university, anything like
Yeah.
that. I can have a scholarship, we had a kid graduate from our school, went to play D1 college basketball. Coach got fired, new guy come in, said, "Hey, your scholarship's not going to be here." There,
Yeah.
there's no that's not loyalty. And
Yeah,
I know
it's
it's
a
a
year
new
to year thing.
and I know it's a new guy. This was before any of that stuff. So I mean, and I know that it's a new guy coming in and stuff, but like the university honored that scholarship and
Mhm.
that position. So like
Yeah.
there was never any loyalty, and that could happen anytime, any place before that.
Well,
So
yeah,
it's put a little bit of power back into the players, but I still feel like the collectives are the big issue. So we agree
yeah.
there. But
I think when I mean loyalty, look at Henry To'o. Okay, and this is what I mean by that. Okay, and it's not just a Tennessee thing because I was watching a game from this year last night. That was I think he was an Ole Miss player who had been at Georgia. Like I don't. My old school brain doesn't comprehend. Henry To'o plays 2 years at the University of Tennessee, All American. Not like he's a scrub,
yeah,
and then decides, oh, I'm going to go to Alabama. Don't understand that. That's what I mean by it. I have no
so hold
problem.
on, backtrack a little bit. Did Alabama
Okay,
try to recruit Henry Toa any at all out of high school?
I'm sure they did. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm
Well, I mean,
sure
let's
they
just say,
did.
for instance, they didn't,
Yeah,
and Tennessee's the only D1 offer he got, hypothetically speaking. But his
yeah.
dream school was Alabama, so he goes balls out in Tennessee for 2 years, and now he can transfer to play where he always wanted to play at. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I
like,
don't understand. I don't understand that because, like, if it's like his dream school is Oregon, that has nothing to do with Tennessee. Okay, I can understand that a little bit more. But you were a rival hatred for 2 years,
well, I mean, I would never do it,
and
but I'm just trying to play devil's advocate
yeah,
here. Of like, maybe that
it's
was
like
where he always wanted to play at.
yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they did because I mean he was
I mean,
a blue chip
Ketzelman
player.
came from Alabama to Tennessee.
I know. I don't understand that either.
Yeah,
So,
just wild, crazy stuff. I
but
forgot what I was
yeah,
going to
so
say a
they
minute
have to.
ago.
Well, but they have to recruit like just every year. You have to work on your existing players and then also new and incoming years. So the collectives are a problem. I think the transfer portal is a problem too, and not in just in and of itself. I think the transfer portal, one being open twice, which I think they've addressed that since
I
the
think
last
so.
we
Yeah.
talked. But it was open twice. I think that is wild because it should not be open until the last college football, the last bowl game of the season is over.
Yeah.
Because what's happening is you've got guys on teams that are leaving, and your team's still going to play a bowl. Um, and then additionally, I think this willy nilly leaving for any reason whatsoever is hurting. I think there should be stipulations or safeguards in place. One being, if the coach leaves, whether it's he got fired or he took another job, doesn't matter. The coach leaves, that should open up a window for you. Okay,
Yes, absolutely.
which it
It does.
does. But I'm just saying that's a good one. Um, let's say you have a kid from California come to the University of Tennessee. Mama gets sick. Family medical reason he wants to go transfer out to USC. Good with that. Thank you for your time. Go help take care of your family. But this, oh, I'm not getting any playing time. It's hard. It's tough air. I'm not a fan of it. So I think you've got a perfect storm of collectives, pay for play, and then the Wild West with the transfer portal.
Yeah.
So I say all that to say this: the NCAA came out with a ruling because you had uh, Diego Pavia. By the way, just got waived by the
The Ravens.
Ravens. Couldn't happen to a better guy.
Oh,
Um,
Canada.
Also, you had fair is fair, Joey Aguilar trying to get another year of eligibility. So the TSSAA came out with their what people are calling this 5 for 5 rule.
The NCAA,
And
to
what
clarify.
did I say TSSAA? Yeah, okay. The NCAA came out with this rule called 5 for 5. And so basically, no red shirts. You got 5 years. There are exceptions, military service, religious like journeys, pilgrimages, I guess they're called. So there's a few exceptions, but by and large, no red shirts. You get hurt, it sucks. You got 5 years. That's all you got.
Is that now?
And
So is that 5 years of NCAA football, or is that 5 years from your graduation date?
it is pulled it up a second ago, but there is a date. It's like September of your 19th birthday. That's when the clock starts.
Okay. So you could technically
Um,
graduate at 17 and play a year of JUCO and have 5 years of
I'm
Division
not going to
two,
say
three, or
100%.
one.
I'm not going to say 100% yes because they might have put some other
Yeah, yeah,
stipulations that
yeah.
I didn't get down to. But that's the way it is. September of your 19th year, 5 year starts. And I didn't know this was a thing until Russell Wilson. Remember when Russell Wilson went to Wisconsin to
Mm-hmm.
play while he was getting his master's? So he was
Yeah.
a grad student. So he added another year. And then, of course, you had COVID really messed up a lot of things
Yeah, that's what really.
because you already had the red shirt years for injuries, and then you throw in, I think they ended up giving them like 2 COVID years or something like that.
Yeah.
And everybody's benefited from it. Don't get me wrong, but it's just crazy. So I'm glad this is going to go into effect the fall of 2027. The incoming freshmen, it hits them. Um, so I think this is good because we don't. I'm old school. I don't even again fair is fair. I know we had Joey A out there, but I don't like seeing these older players that just don't know when to let go. You know.
Yeah. Well, to go back, I remember my point I was going to make, and I've made this point on here before, but if I have, just say I have. I don't know. Is now obviously 3 schools in 3 years, red flag. Nick Saban said it. Everybody said it. Everybody believes it. Just the same way as 3 jobs in 3 years is a red flag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we have to look at it with that job lens on because they are performing a job now.
Yeah.
And if I think that I've got a better opportunity somewhere else, whether that be high school, because that's a lot of ain't no loyalty to your hometown school no more. This transfer stuff in the TSSAA. Son, if you're unhappy at your job, you just got demoted. What are you going to do? You're
Go
going to
find
go
another
try
job.
to find something else
Yeah.
equivalent. So don't act like that as adults, we get to make those decisions and kids don't get to make those decisions
Mhm.
because they should be able to make those decisions. If I'm not getting what I think I deserve over here, now sometimes it's rose tinted glasses and that's where you
That's
find
what
out
a
stuff
lot of
real
it
quick. That's what a
is
lot of it is.
that's what it is.
But
Yeah.
still, if if you got offered today a job paying double your salary and teaching high school and coaching flag football, you would leave. Making
I don't know.
$120,000 a year,
I don't know. Where's it at? Like,
it, it,
I
it
need
doesn't
more
it doesn't
information.
matter. Within
Um,
20 minutes of your house for double.
probably. You're probably
Probably.
right.
You'd have
But
to
there's
think about
certain.
it.
Yeah. I would think about it. I
I
would
mean,
think about it.
now for me in my situation, I'll sit here and say it right now. If my former um, where I'm from coming offered me $100,000
Yeah.
to come back and teach and coach basketball, I'm dropping that $40,000 and I'm staying where I'm at because it
Yes.
ain't right now in the current state of my program and where theirs is.
Yeah.
So I might turn down 200, and like I said, I like money, but
Yeah.
there's just no chance that I'm leaving the situation that I'm currently in. Now I know that you've said some people have said that I'm going to be out after this year or whatever, but not happening. Um,
I think one of those people jokingly was you that said it might be you after this year.
it might be, I don't know.
But
But I
yeah,
mean, like
a lot of I have heard that. Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, you've got to let kids make these decisions of, hey, I'm not getting looked at here. I need to because listen, if this thing would have been in place when I was in high school, I would have left Bledsoe County and I would have come to Spencer and I would have played basketball for Spencer my senior year.
Mhm.
Now the only reason that I didn't is because I'd have had to sit out and it was my senior year and I wouldn't have been able to
Yeah.
play. So it was stupid to to
Yeah.
to move. And once again, it's a similar situation of what our coach quit. His daughter was young. Um, he was resigning to, be with her, whatever. We got a new guy in, a guy who cut me all 3 years in middle school, which granted I wasn't very good, so that's irrelevant. But I was like, this is going to be a disaster. And so I wanted to go to Spencer and play. Now, granted, it didn't really matter because we were both awful. I think we won 7 games and Spencer won 3 games that year, and we
Yeah.
beat them twice. But I'd have probably got to play more at Spencer because I'd been the tallest kid on the team. But I would have it. I would have probably left and went to play for Spencer and graduated from Van Buren County High School if I would have been allowed to transfer when I was in high school in 2009.
Yeah. Well, these are not apple. These are apples to oranges, right? Because we're
Yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah.
about high school versus college.
Yes, for sure.
High school kids, I mean, they're kids. They're not getting any money,
Lots of
so
times their
they've got
parents are
to.
making those decisions for them.
Yeah, they're doing what their parents are saying, or they're trying to get that scholarship to help get them out and an education and stuff like
Yes.
whatever it may be.
And if you
Versus
think you've
these
got a better
are,
chance of getting a scholarship playing for somebody else because you're going to get more
yeah,
minutes, that it's kind of hard not to go and to do
yeah,
that. But I mean, hey,
yeah,
you talk about these are kids. A lot of these jokers are living nowadays with their parents till they're 25 or 30. So their parents are still probably making decisions about their jobs and this and that and
that's
the other
true.
up into adulthood. So,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
going back to the Nico situation, there is the school of thought that this wasn't actually Nico, but it was his dad,
yeah,
and that in their culture, that's whatever dad says, that's what you go with. So,
yeah,
um, I don't know. I think it's going to continue to be a mess. Talking about college, I think it's going to continue to be a mess until they get some kind of collective bargaining and they set like a cap on spending because it's just the Wild West right now,
Well,
and I think eventually that's what it's going to go to.
I don't understand
Um,
why these collectives exist in the first place. Because we should have to see because every bit of this is under the guise of NIL.
hmm.
Okay, well I'm not seeing I didn't see Joey Aguilar in one single ad all year.
Yeah,
Now maybe there's some in
yeah,
Knoxville on billboards and stuff like that, but like
yeah.
there has to be a paper trail to the NCAA of that's what they need to clarify what it is, and they has to be ads or he has to be something along the lines. Because I also just don't think you can just come in here and say, um, "Hey, your max cap's $25 million or whatever." I'm just throwing that out there for simple math
Right.
because you're still going to be there's still going to be a discrepancy in those things because now teams are going to
Well, I
try to
mean,
spend 25, and I know now there's people's teams spending 40 and some teams spending 25.
yeah. Hmm.
Um, but then I don't know. It's tough. It's
You've
tough.
got teams out there. I'll name Vanderbilt. They've got quote unquote general manager, and they have what they have is their own. We have 20. We're just going to say 25. We've got 25 million that we're allotted with. I've heard Florida had 40, and they have a general manager, so to speak.
That's a sad state if they spent 40 million on that football team last year.
Why do you think old
As a
Sunbelt Billy's gone?
as a $40 million disaster.
Um, and then now, and again, fair is fair. I don't like the world we live in, but you've got Adidas paying money for Tennessee to get players. You've got Keys, the wide receiver that we got.
Yeah,
He's in their ad, and then the rumor is old DGG that I've got listed down here to talk about that Adidas was heavily involved with that as well.
I'm sure they are because a day before he announced, Baylor announced they were switching to Adidas as their apparel company.
I mean, come on.
Or 2 days
we
before.
talking
I know
about?
it was this week. I saw that
Yeah.
Baylor said changed their Adidas thing to. So I mean, they may have just Adidas may have just signed Baylor just to get him to Tennessee.
Look, I know this is off subject, but Tennessee going to Adidas from Nike, everybody's like, yeah, but it was all monetary because Tennessee was getting like 7 million from Nike a year. They're getting like 20 from Adidas, but they did all the releases of the uniforms. They haven't released the smoky gray shit, right? And everyone's like, oh, they look so good. Brother, they look exactly the
They
same.
look exactly
Like,
the
what
same.
Are we,
They got
what
a
are we talking?
one of them's got a
The
check, one
logo
of
is
them's got a
different.
stripe.
Yeah. What are we talking about? Oh, they just look so good. They nailed it. Well, what do you mean they nailed it?
I mean, I will say this: I'm a checks over stripes guy all day long, but
Are you?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a Nike guy all
Well,
day.
I personally liked the Nike stuff over the Adidas stuff that
I
they
just
had
like Nike shoes
previously.
better than I do Adidas shoes.
Yeah.
But I'm
But
old now. I'm on these own clouds, so it don't even matter.
yeah,
I got
yeah,
the diabetes shoes,
I,
the Hokas.
yeah. Well, I'm not going to forget that you made fun of me for wearing them and then went out and bought yourself a pair.
uh,
Uh,
yeah, I know. I did that.
but we'll see. We'll see what they do. So anyway, enough about legislation stuff. So Tennessee signed DGG the other day.
We got to get a better
Gabriel
nickname.
Georges.
Number one,
Yeah,
that's a mouthful.
DGG.
That's more of a mouthful than Nico Imialiava. DGG.
um, he was down to Tennessee, Ohio State, and Ole Miss, I believe. Picked Tennessee. From what I heard, sources have told me. No, I'm just kidding. But from what I've gathered, uh, Ohio State pretty much knew that they were out of it, and so they went ahead and backed off a little bit and was recruiting another running back. But I don't know if you've seen much about this guy at the high school level. He plays at Baylor, like you said. But I pulled up these stats for one particular game. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's at Baylor down there, Chattanooga, right? Is where Baylor's at. They're playing McCallie in the playoffs. Okay, now McCallie historically pretty good, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty good. This is played him twice last year. Once in the regular season, he had a really good game in the regular season, 280 yards, right? Playoff game, one game, 32 carries, That's a lot in high school.
It's a lot of
Well,
carries
that's
in
a
high
lot,
school.
a lot in
A lot
general.
in general, yeah.
Yeah. 431 rushing yards, 7 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, he also had 5 catches for 44 yards, too. But this is a player that they had already seen. So you would think we're going to game plan. We're going to let anybody else beat us. And then he goes off and almost doubles what he had done previously in the. This dude, if he lives up to the hype, because that's the thing, you got to live
That's
up
the
to the
thing,
hype.
yeah.
Yeah, if this dude lives up to the hype, he's the real deal.
Yeah, well, the last time Tennessee signed a 5-star from Chattown, good things happened. So
So we'll see. I mean, if you
running
look
back, not
at
not not not
not
not that joker that played corner,
yeah, not Boo Carter.
not Boo Carter.
But like if you look at what Tennessee's doing, I heard this the other day. So what Tennessee's doing is, and Tennessee fans, if this is what Tennessee really is doing, you've got to know it and just be prepared, because we all grew up with watching and paying attention to who's got a top 10 recruiting class, a top 5 recruiting class,
Yeah.
number 1 recruiting class. It doesn't look like Tennessee is wanting to do that. Tennessee is looking like they want to be somewhere around 15, in the teens, and they want to invest their money in the transfer portal, and they're only going to spend money in high school kids if it's like big
that guy
swings, like
or
this.
Faison.
Yeah. Faison, this guy, Keys, the wide receiver, because he was the number 1 receiver. David Sanders was like the number 1 or number 2 offensive lineman. They got him last year. So and so far they're hitting on it. If that's what they're doing, they're hitting. It's no one can say that Heupel can't put together a roster. Now, we gotta get some more 2022s going.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll get into that later on down the road about what I think this year is going to look like. But yeah, getting this guy is a huge step.
Oh, for sure, he's a beast.
Yeah, because Tennessee, I know everybody likes the wide splits, spread you out, go fast, hurry up, and they do all that. But they're a run first team.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
they do it all to set up the run. So
yep.
And like I said, if this guy can live up to the hype, I've heard the comparison that he's the closest thing in high school to what Derrick Henry was when he was in high school.
Yeah,
I want to pump the brakes on that, just because I don't want anybody to think. I don't want anybody to think that he is going to do what Derrick Henry has done at college and then now in the NFL. But man, what a guy to be compared to.
Yeah, Derrick Henry was bigger than his offensive lineman.
Yeah. Derrick Henry is ridiculous.
Speaking of high school football, did you happen to catch? I'm gonna plug the Warren County Sports Authority on here. Did you happen to catch any of their interview with Gary Rankin? They've been killing it with.
I watched bits
lately.
and pieces of it. Yeah, I watched bits and pieces of it where he said he took care. He treated the offensive lineman differently and stuff.
I treated the offensive lineman better. Because in any of my time, nobody's ever volunteered for that. They get on the bus first. It was funny. Did you hear the story about this guy having a heart attack and then he ran the score up on him? So I can't remember who they were playing, but I think it was when he was coaching for Warren County actually, and they showed up to play this team, and the team, I think it was Warren. The team Gary Rankin was coaching was the overwhelming favorite, and they're all out there for pre-games or whatever, and all of a sudden ambulance rolls up, and the head coach is on the ground, he's having a heart attack. Well, then they take him off in the ambulance or whatever, and then he comes back running like this right here, faked the whole thing, and then Gary was like, we hung 70 on him, just run the score up on him.
I didn't see that part. I will say it looks like they've been putting out a lot of content.
Yeah. They've got some. They've had him on. Who'd they have on before that I thought was really good?
They have one of the basketball coaches on there. It's not the guy from
Yeah,
What
yeah,
Insel was it?
they had Insel. They had Coach
Okay.
Rick Insel on there, and they had Gary Rankin. Now they've got this lady that's like a national champion cheer coach coming up, and then they've got Bobby
Mhm.
Luna, who is actually from I think from Spencer or something along the lines of that. Got some connections to Spencer, coach for Gallatin and stuff. He's going to now. What I want to see, and now I have no idea if he would ever do it, or if they could pull it off, or how they would connect this to Warren County, because I don't know if Bobby Luna coached at Warren County or not, because all these people got a little bit of a connection
Mhm.
to Warren County. Um, but I want to see them get Lamar Rogers on that show. That is what I want to see, because that
Yeah.
dude is fantastic. He's great. Been privileged enough to have beat him a few times,
Yeah.
and like because me and Coach Sullivan go to these coaches clinics with a BCAT every year, and I think it's
Yeah.
great hearing the college coaches talk and this, that, and the other. But like as high school, I wish we had more high school coaches that would go speak at those things and talk about what they do and this, that, and the other, because I think it's just so much more impactful because. Because the whole thing about a college coach, oh, he can do whatever he wants to because he can get these people and this people and that people get
Mhm.
to choose. And a lot of them people start out with their process of saying, "Hey, I get to pick my team, so I can do some different things here." Like I want to hear like that's why I think hearing Coach Rankin was awesome because he's a high school coach and has done it at the highest level, won however many state championships. But Lamar, as a basketball guy, I want to hear Lamar on there because I think it would be great information. It may not be. I mean, he may have some funny stories to tell. I don't know. But I just think it would be great for the basketball world for him to go on that. Now, I've not reached out to Mr. Simmons about it or not, saying, "Hey, get
Yeah.
this guy on there" or not. But um, I think that would be super cool to have Lamar
Yeah.
on there.
I would listen to it if he would talk about how he was able to accomplish all these things in that terrible gym that they have over
For
there,
real.
because
Yeah.
it is terrible.
But I mean, that's a
You
big
would
part of
think,
it though, because everything's on top of you, man. That thing used to be
oh
rocking
my
back in.
goodness.
I mean, it was. I mean, we had it rocking when we were there, and they had. I mean,
Yeah.
the last time we played there, that Substate game, man, it was rocking. It was loud. Both sides were crazy. I mean, it's like a chicken
Yeah.
coop, son.
Yeah. I was not at that game, but I went to a volleyball game there, two volleyball games there.
Yeah.
And I was like, what in the world am I doing here? Hey, real quick, you brought up Substate, and that reminded me of something that I was going to say to you. And I think I've said this to you before in person, but I'm going to put it out there on the airwaves. So
Okay.
we're going to go back to something we've already talked about, but since you mentioned Substate, so I am currently entering my fourth year um, at VBHS. Okay, the year before I got there, so 5 years ago now, y'all went to state.
Yes.
Okay.
Final four.
Since I've been there, y'all been two out of the last three,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah. So that's three out of the last four, right?
4 out of the
My
last
first,
5.
okay, four out of the last five. So the year that you didn't go,
Yeah.
okay, was my first year.
Yep.
Now I'm not saying that this is scientific or not, but the year you didn't go to state,
Yeah, he's wearing
tell
LeBrons.
tell the listeners what type of shoes you were wearing. Yep, that's right. And you know what? I don't think she'd mind me saying this. I was a first year teacher. I'm sitting there in my very first class. Layla Bolden's in there.
Yeah.
And I didn't know you that well, man, but you came and knocked on my door. And you said, hey, can I borrow Layla and Kaylee? I said, sure. So they came out, came back in. And I think just they were the only kids I knew at the time. So I was like, everything good? They were like, oh, yeah, we were just picking out shoes for this year. We're the seniors. We get to pick out the shoes or whatever. And I was like, okay, what are y'all going to do? And she goes, and keep in mind, she was coming off the hip injury too.
Yeah.
And she goes, I think we're going to go with LeBron's. And I went, just met this girl, right? I go, really, Layla? Off the injury too? I I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it if I was you. And so then time goes by. Y'all don't make it to state. I let time because time heals everything. And her and Kaylee came back to my class later on that year. I was like, well, hey, since little time's passed, sorry y'all didn't make it to state. Y'all lost sub state. She was like, yeah. And I was like, you think it was the shoes? She started laughing. She's like, I don't think it was the shoes. I was like, no, probably not. But that's what I'm going to go with. That's the story
Yeah,
I'm
I
going
don't
to tell.
remember what kind of shoes we had the first 2 years we went to the state tournament. I was thinking of that the other
Yeah,
day. I was trying to go back because the time gets away from you so fast. So we went last year, the year before, didn't go, went the year before that, and the year before that. So yeah.
yeah.
So
And this year, what was it y'all had this year?
we had Sabrina's again.
So y'all had Sabrina's the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Have y'all decided on this year
No, and
yet?
they ain't no telling what we gonna have. Them jokers, bro. They getting on, and I got
Hey,
six of them. So there's more opinions.
oh, I know.
I'm about to tell them just I don't even care what shoes you got. Just go buy them and wear them. I'm done with it.
Yeah. Well, really, and I love them all, but really, there's one who's going to decide it.
I mean that not on my end. If she runs around and hey we get pick this shoe to them, then that's fine. But they all get to say in my
Yeah.
opinion.
No, I know. No, I didn't mean that. I meant like she's probably going to get them to agree to, you know, because you've got the one senior who's injured, so she's going to say I don't care
Yeah.
because it don't matter to her. But big time. It was put out there on social media by several outlets. So I feel like we can.
Yeah, we
The
can
rest of
talk about it.
we got one that signed a D1 offer.
Yeah. Well, she ain't signed. She's committed.
Oh, well,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't
I'm sorry.
ask her if that was a verbal commit because I don't think it's written. I don't think she can actually sign a written commit yet. So I think she's verbally committed to Florida Gulf Coast. So shout out to
Yeah,
Abigail.
yeah,
Congratulations. I wish somebody closer would have offered you so I could have come and watched a few games because I will not
yeah.
be flying into Fort Myers to catch a game. I'll catch you on ESPN,
ESPN, yeah,
ESPN the Ocho or
yeah.
ESPN 3. Wasn't that what they used to
Well,
call
I
the
mean,
internet one?
yeah. That's what they'll do. I mean, they'll have an early season game against
Yeah.
like South Carolina
Yeah.
or something
Somebody like that. Yeah.
something like that. And yeah, so no, that's big time. I
I mean,
remember the day I came in the summer. Y'all were practicing, and I came in, and she had another offer. I think it was Elon. Um,
yeah.
and I was like, "Hey, congrats! I saw that. That's awesome." She was like, "I just got." And it wasn't an offer. It was a visit or whatever. And she said, "Well, I just did another one. Have you ever heard of um, FGCU?" And I was like, "Florida Gulf Coast." Yeah. She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's big time. That's a
Yeah.
big time offer." And she was like, "Yeah, no, I'm excited." Didn't say that,
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
else. And then all of a sudden, that her dad posted that, and then I think Upper Cumberland Reporter, I think maybe did a long write up about it.
No,
Somebody did a
it
long
was
TriStar,
TriStar. Yeah.
TriStar, yeah. I knew
Mr.
somebody did.
Mr. Bolden.
Yeah, it was a long one. It was good though.
Yeah, it was a long one. It was good.
Um,
Her dad was texting me, saying, "Hey, we just did the interview. He said he's going to post it at 5:30 or whatever." She didn't mention you cleaning her throw up. I thought that deserved a mention. And I was like, she don't need to mention me at all because I did
yeah.
nothing. This is all about her. She don't need to speak my name. Period. You know.
Oh my goodness, cleaning up her throw up.
Yeah, I did that. But
Yeah,
um, but yeah, no. I think her verbally committing, if that's what she did, which I'm pretty sure that's what she did, is
yeah,
the smartest thing possible because, you know, not saying this is going to happen, but somebody else comes down the line. I mean, you know how it is. You can decommit.
yeah. It
You
might
know,
kind of create like a little bit of a bidding war, maybe.
maybe, yeah,
Um,
Um,
so
but I think she wants to go there though. I mean, I think it would take some kind of big school to say,
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Look, I don't know anything about the campus. I don't know anything about.
well, I mean, it's in Fort Myers, so it's
Yeah,
beautiful, I'm sure.
but yeah. That's all I do know is that it's on the Florida coast and it's a D1 school, and it would take a lot for me to not to go to.
As far as I'm aware, now these Van Buren people will have to fact check me if they watch this, these historians. But as far as I know, second D1 player ever in school history.
The first one being Caden.
Female. Girl.
Oh, female.
First one being Lakeland.
Lakeland. Okay.
Because Lakeland would have been first either way.
Yeah.
But so I mean, like I said, in modern basketball of 5v5, I can say that with confidence.
Yeah.
There may have been some stuff with the 6-on-6 back in the day. Of people playing Division 1. I'm not for sure on that because, my gosh, that was a lifetime ago. And the school burnt, so we have none of that stuff anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I did.
That's the rumor, anyways.
I did. Yeah, I did reach out to her. I told her, I was like, hey,
Yeah.
No, you're not doing flag anymore, but I heard the news. Saw your dad's post. Congratulations, proud of you. So it's that's big time.
Yeah, for sure.
So good for her. So, all right. Well, anything else you want to add?
No, I gotta. Yeah. I told you before all these project stuff I've been doing. Got a leaky roof. I got to try to fix that this week. It's freaking rain that blew in. Got a small little leak. I'm gonna be doing some roofing. I'm roofing and thrifting.
I'm thankful I haven't been doing any of that. I've been trying to move classrooms and trying to prepare for my transition to middle school. So, there's that.
That's right.
So, all right. Well, like I said, school's getting ready to get started, so I'm sure we'll be doing this more often. That's my hope, at least.
For sure.
So if you
won't be near as busy until basketball starts.
Yeah, until basketball starts, and
that's when we really hit this hot and heavy. Is like when college football's going on. We got a whole lot more stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
and high school football.
And that's what I'm saying. Here in the next few weeks, we'll get together and we'll talk about what kind of early season college football predictions. Maybe do a little NFL, but mostly college. I think is what I know personally I like more, and I think you like college more than NFL as well. So that's really our forte.
It's a Cowboys year, baby.
Oh God! Look, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If Aaron Donald comes out of retirement and just go ahead and give them the try. All right, man. Well, hey, for TSAP, I'm Shane. This has been Totally Experts. We'll talk to y'all next time.
See ya.